I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
Let's talk about how Logan Paul will never grow up. Logan has found himself the subject of ridicule by everyone on YouTube. Again. But what makes this time even more disappointing is that Logan was genuinely on somewhat of a redemption path and his content was maturing. For a short moment, I thought we would see the greatest comeback in YouTube history. But what happened? It was revealed by CoffeeZilla, a YouTube journalist, that Logan was a part of a cryptocurrency scam, promising an NFT game that never fully came to fruition, and caused a lot of victims a lot of money. But for now, let's go through the timeline of Logan's reputation on the internet. I have 4 eras to talk about: the Vine era, the early YouTube era, the comeback era, and now the Vine era. Logan had really made a name for himself on Vine in 2013, 10 years ago, oh my god. Like a lot of Vines back in the day, some of them don't age well or are just straight up cringy. But for the most part, most of his Vines were just him and his brother, Jake, and a few friends, messing around and making jokes that were for the most part harmless. Minus the racist and sexist jokes, but that was just Vine back then, so I can't only blame him. However, even in the Vine era, Logan was problematic. We can see that Logan had a bad habit of making jokes at the expense of other people, whether it was his own friends or strangers in public. He was disruptive, rude, or just straight up embarrassing. But those videos weren't necessarily the majority, so they were overlooked. And then Vine shut down in 2016 and began Logan's early YouTube era. Although Logan had already made videos when both him and Jake were children, his actual YouTube career got started with his daily vlog content. They were extremely high energy and chaotic vlogs. Recently on my channel, I've been using the word chaotic as a generally positive term, but this time I mean it in a negative way. Not only is the type of humor and energy that appeals to, at oldest, middle schoolers, it also brought Logan's tendencies to make jokes at the expense of others up to a whole new level. And oh my god, do not even get me started on how he used women for his content back then. I literally don't even think I can show what he did on YouTube anymore. And the pressures of making his high energetic and chaotic vlogs eventually caught up to Logan. A curse for content creators is the need to always one-up your previous video. That could be through the editing, the pacing, or the storytelling. For Logan, that meant increasing the craziness of both his personality and his actions, and it all built up to a video that took place in a Japanese forest. Now, I don't want to risk this video receiving a strike because of the heinous actions of Logan, so I'm not going to say or show anything direct. But if you were on the internet in 2017, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Logan made an apology video that got unbelievably flamed and memed. Logan took a short break and then continued daily vlogging. Slowly, his content transitioned and started the comeback era. Logan's redemption and change in content was not an immediate switch. Logan stopped daily vlogging and made ever so slightly more focused content, and then he boxed KSI. Now here is arguably Logan's biggest positive contribution to YouTube. Back then, the thought of YouTuber boxing was considered stupid. It was just two idiots throwing punches at each other. And while YouTuber boxing in the professional sphere is still considered stupid, it has become one of the biggest types of events for all YouTubers. Think the Creator Clash or Ludwig's chess boxing event. And then Logan boxed Floyd Mayweather, one of the first instances of YouTube boxers taking on professionals. And after the fight, Logan stopped posting on his main channel as much and mainly focused on his podcast, Impulsive, where he managed to get some pretty big name and mainstream guests like Kevin O'Leary and Shaquille O'Neal. And recently, Logan's been posting some legitimately good content, like his Pokemon card videos and his Polaroid project. But of course, it was too good to be true. And that brings us to now. But before we're disappointed by Logan's actions once again, if you're enjoying the video so far and want to see more content like it, don't forget to hit subscribe. Now, normally, I'd be shaming you all for this ratio. I'm going to shame you all for this ratio. Less than 3%, are you kidding me? But I actually want to thank you all. You all managed to double my sub count in one video. And if we can do it again, we'll hit my 2023 goal of 1K subscribers in the first month. Now back to Logan Paul. Unfortunately, CoffeeZilla released a 3-part video exposing Logan's part in a failed NFT scam. I'll sum it up, but I cannot recommend and commend CoffeeZilla's work enough. Not only was it a great expose in general, but the way he presented it was amazing. The scam had 3 people of focus: Logan Paul, Jake the Crypto King, and Eddie Ibanez. But I'm mainly going to focus on Logan's part in this. The 3 came up with an NFT game where you would buy CryptoZoo coins that you could trade in for eggs that you could hatch into an animal that you could breed into a hybrid animal that would hypothetically, potentially yield a high value NFT. This was the promise made and marketed by Logan over and over again. This was Logan's main role, to market the project, but it was never completed. And Logan, being Logan, reacted in probably the most embarrassing and backfiring way, making a response video. And who would have guessed his forced apology would have been his best apology? Oh wait, he didn't apologize. He chose one shady victim to harp on despite there being plenty of other valid victims. He pointed blame in every other direction besides himself. He made himself look worse by pointing out that he worked with a criminal. He made claims about CoffeeZilla that have no basis. And finally, he implied he was going to sue CoffeeZilla in what was presumably going to be a defamation case. Unsurprisingly, the feedback on Logan's video only made it worse, with the video's ratio being god-awful. And the comments were eventually turned off on that video and his most recent video. And literally as I was writing the script, he deleted the video, calling it rash in retrospect, which, to be fair, yeah, and that's essentially where we are now. I want to say I'm disappointed, I want to say I'm surprised, but I can't. Logan has been a walking red flag ever since 2013, and the best we can hope from him now is that he makes it up to the victims. Will Logan ever redeem himself again? At this point, I think we're all too emotional to come up with an objective answer. But right now, I don't think that's the important question to ask. I think the most important question to ask right now is, what is Logan going to do to make up to the victims? And then maybe he can slowly get back to where he was. End card. Yeah, this recording did not have many funny moments. I wonder why. There actually is an update for the whole what is Logan going to do to make it up. To my understanding, he is officially going to finish the project and is going to have a rewards program for anyone who is already invested. And Logan and his manager are going to burn all of their shares so they get zero profit. I'm personally not too familiar with the whole crypto NFT community, so please let me know in the comments if that is a reasonable action to take, or if that's still not enough, because I genuinely don't know. I want to thank my 2 patrons and a special thank you to Ricardo, who normally would be able to give their own personalized public message, but unfortunately has not responded to my post. Hope you're seeing this, Ricardo, and I hope you're able to respond for the next video. If you want to support the channel but can't financially, I completely understand. The best way you can do that is by, in order of importance, commenting, subscribing, and liking the video. Thank you all for watching, hope you're having a great new year so far, and hope to see you in the next video.